everyone, how are you today? It's Casey. Today I have another, not really a repair, more of a just changing a couple things about the doll, but it is a doll from a customer. And I'm really excited to see this doll because she did send me a photo and she's pretty unique. So let's have a look. And there is a note in here, so let's see what that says first in case there's any instructions. Basically, looking forward to her transformation. Thank you so much. Very cute little card. Alright, so let's get this rubber band off instead of pulling on her. So basically my understanding is that she wants a new body on her, so a jointed body, and that she wants a scalp, a blank scalp on her so she can put a wig on her. So we're really just going to be changing those things about her. But this doll is the character from Despicable Me, the little girl. I think it's Agnes. Agnes is the little one. And she's so adorable. Look at her. Oh my gosh. But she's on what looks like a Pablo Reina body, which is really cute. She's got minion eyelids there. But she doesn't want her on this body. So we're going to change. She said she thought she was white. She looks like, due to her coloring, she probably could go with either body. But it does look like she originally is white. So one interesting thing that I see on this doll that I've never seen before is the original Blythe ears have been carved off and then stuck out. I think that is super creative idea. I've never seen anyone do that. I love it. I want to try that myself maybe. And she really, really is cute. So my only concern is going to be if we can get her apart, which is why the customer decided to just go ahead and send her to me and have me take a look before committing to purchasing any of these items. So I'm going to just see first if it's possible, because it does look like the scalp is glued. She feels really, really firm. And with those ears right there, I am not confident in getting her open. So I think what we'll do is we'll take the screws out and we'll see if there's any way we can put some pressure here to get her open. If it's a struggle, I want to be very careful not to damage her. So let's give it a try. So I've mentioned in past videos that you can use something like an awl to get down in there so that you don't have to put pressure on sides of the head. You just have to be very careful when you do this that you don't dent the face plates and cause any damage. So it definitely is not something I'd recommend unless you are concerned about something like these ears. And or if you're doing it on a faceplate that you're planning to customize, you should be able to sand them out. But when you're doing something like this and you're not going to have the opportunity to sand the doll, that can be a problem. So can't tell how the body almost feels stuck on there. I don't think it's been glued, but it doesn't want to come off. So let's see. There we go. All right, so we know at least we can change the body because we can go ahead and put the body in without the scalp, but it looks like it is going to come apart, so that's wonderful because that was what she wanted. So let's see if we can get this scalp off. Hooray! I'm very excited. Okay. So before we look at the scalp, I want to talk about this product, basically. So in my shop, you will find scalps and domes. So this is the scalp part. It's soft, flexible, and like, it's not rubber, but it's like a flexible plastic. And then you have the dome. The dome is the hard plastic. The dome is what actually screws onto the faceplate. These are the two parts of the head. So you can, when you buy a scalp, so just like this doll, she has the dome there, and then the hair is attached to the flexible part and put onto the dome to attach. You can see down in there where the hair has been rooted into the plastic. So if you're wanting, there are several reasons why you might want to buy a scalp or a dome separately or together. So some people want to put wigs on their doll, and you can do that with just a dome. But what happens is when you put a wig on with just a dome, so let's say you screw this on. Hi guys, so I lost the audio on this following part, so this is going to be a voiceover. I apologize for this break in the flow of what I was saying. So basically what I was saying is when you put a wig on, like an actual wig, not a scalp dome, like a doll wig, you will have a gap between the faceplate and the dome if you choose to only use the hard plastic dome. And that will work. I've done that before. You can attach the wig with Velcro or something sticky and it's fine. But if your wig is really tight, you may see that gap. So oftentimes people want to put the soft scalp and the dome together on the head, so it truly is a smooth, bald head to attach a wig to. So when you have the soft plastic scalp, it does have to be inserted into the dome. And this part is sometimes not easy for everyone. There can be small gaps and you do have to kind of fiddle with it to get it onto the dome really well. So I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a moment. Okay, so you insert the two flaps, the two smaller flaps into the front of the dome, and the two larger ones go at the back. So the hardest part is getting them all inserted smoothly without any bubbles. So again, you may have to work at it a little bit to get everything in there because even all around the ridge has to get in that crack. So I usually test them before I send them out to make sure that they all fit down in there, and because I've had customers have problems with it, and most of the time they will fit. You just have to keep messing with it and working it around and getting it to go all the way down in there. It can help to kind of pull on the flaps as well as you're sort of sticking it in there, or getting a tool that can push down into the sides, especially the ones along the side that doesn't have the longer flaps. But I have, like I said, not had one not finally go in. And there you go. There can be a little bubble there in the back. For the most part, that looks pretty normal. You could add some glue if it bothered you. And then you just go ahead and screw it on like you would any other scalp with hair. So it just goes back onto the faceplate like normal, and then you have a bald head ready for a wig Or if you're going to root your own hair, you could do that as well. I have other scalps in my shop that have the holes already punched if you want to do a reroot on your doll. I highly recommend getting the scalps that already have the holes punched if you're planning to do a reroot, because it is very hard on your hands to punch all of the holes. However, if you buy one with the holes already punched, then the hairline has already been decided for you. So some don't choose that because they want to create their own hairline. So as you can see, it's nice and smooth along the faceplate, and it will make wigs look a lot nicer. Okay everyone, I'm back again with this custom doll for this customer, and it is pitch black outside. It's the middle of the day in wonderful Oregon. Everyone is getting snow except for us, and it's not that I'm a fan of snow necessarily, but it is a little frustrating to have the weather of snow, so gray and dark and rainy, but not the fun part of snow that everyone else is having. So I'm kind of in a crabby mood, and I really, as you all know, hate recording with lots of lights on, but there is absolutely no way around it right now, and I need to get this doll finished. And something came up with her, as usual also, that I wanted to share with you all and see how we're going to fix the problem. So basically, if you remember, the customer wanted the bald dome, which looks great, and she was okay with the white body, even though it's not a perfect match. She is okay with it, so we were gonna put it on, and so I said, okay, no problem, I will get the body on and send her out to you. So let me show you what happened. I went to put the body on. I don't know if I can show you very easily here. Let me line stuff up. And unfortunately, the body doesn't stay on. And I thought, well, what the heck? So we took it apart and realized that the customizer, the original customizer who made this doll with that larger body, modified the faceplate by cutting off this part. So I have an unmodified faceplate here, so you can see that that ridge has been removed on this custom doll, and that was so that that larger body would fit on there. Well, now that we're removing the larger body and we're trying to put on the smaller body, the body's not going to stay in without that ridge. And so I was thinking about what I want to do to fix that, and I think there are probably several ways to do it. I was thinking about possibly like some sort of hardware, like a screw, or not a screw, a washer type situation. But I don't know if that will require parts that I don't have, and I'm really not feeling like going to the hardware store and just guessing what might work. So then I thought, what if we just try to put a piece back in there? That seems like the easiest thing to do would be to put something there to help hold the body. So I was thinking about using epoxy potentially, and that still might be the best option. But I have this big bag, I call it my bag of doll parts, and I thought maybe we could just cut that piece off of a doll, just like the customizer did, and glue it back on. So that's what I'm gonna try, and I think I'm gonna use my Dremel to try to just cut this piece off and fit it back on there and glue it, because I think because these ridges are still here, it will probably stay on pretty well. And with the epoxy, I don't know. Plus with epoxy we'd have to wait, and I really would like this to be a pretty quick fix. This was not anticipated in the original request, so it's not something that I really want to spend a ton of time trying to come up with. I don't want to say the best solution, because I still think this is probably the best solution either way, but I don't want to invent something new, I guess is what I'm saying. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this Dremel tool, something that will just carve that off of there. I'm going to move her out of the way so she doesn't get damaged in any way, and I'm just going to cut this off this blank face plate, and we're going to see if we can glue it on there and if that'll hold the body on. And then hopefully she'll be done. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny bit of super glue on the sides and let it dry, and hopefully it'll be strong enough to at least test and make sure. And I think even if it isn't right, we should be able to change it. So let's let it sit for a few minutes till the super glue sets, and then give it a try. Alrighty, so here we are. It's been sitting for a while. Feels pretty firm. I'm not gonna yank on it really hard. I just wanna first make sure that it will hold the body, and then we might add a little extra glue just to make sure. So one of the things that I wasn't sure about are these sticking down, and it does look like they're getting in the way. So I think we're going to trim those a bit. I don't want to trim them a lot because then we'll have to do a bunch of gluing. So let's just trim them off here a bit. They're bumping into the back plate. Ta-da! I'm really glad that that worked so simply, and the head feels exactly like it should. So that's it. That's all we're gonna do. If the customer wants to add glue, I may ask her how she feels about it. That wasn't part of our sort of agreement, and it looks great in the front. So it'll just be kind of, how does she feel about this back spot? So we'll see. She might want a little glue on there, which I wouldn't mind doing if she wants it. It won't take very long to let that dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the screws back in for this doll. And I'm really excited that that modification worked without too much headache. I will let her know though, obviously, that I did that, because my concern is if for some reason that piece that I glued in there breaks or comes loose, she may not know why that happens. So I'm gonna let her know, and hopefully it'll stay secure. I said I might add more glue, but I don't think I'm going to. It feels pretty secure. And the least amount of glue possible is always best, and super glue is pretty strong, and that piece was in there pretty firmly, so I think it's going to be okay. But we will definitely let her know if something comes up in the future that that's what's going on in there. And there she is. Let's see. Always check the iMac, even though we didn't do anything with the iMac. We're still gonna check it, and it looks good. So that doll is finally done, and a new experiment, new modification. So as always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the dark, weird, shadowy light video and all the audio stuff. I think I've got that sorted out now, but we'll see, and we'll carry on. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you all again real soon. Bye-bye.